Good morning. Happy Friday. Good morning, Miss
Yeah.
Deb Weyland.
Good morning, Miss Lawton. How are you?
Good. This is Sue Lawton. And Deb and I are together this morning to share ideas on how to have a peaceful, fun holiday event with the family. We have
Hmm.
tips for you and some humor because really, family holidays can be very funny.
Oh, like the upcoming holiday, like in 2 weeks?
Yes, Thanksgiving is all about getting our entire dysfunctional family under the same roof and hoping the police don't get called. Maybe
I
in your
love it.
family it's not like that, but in a lot of our families it could happen. Or for once we're going to have a happy family get together. I'm stuffing the turkey with Prozac. Okay. That's a new, that's a new approach, you guys. But we have other weapons, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We have
Even though the
oil.
holidays, yes, we have oils.
We have, wonderful nutrition products.
Right. And activities to get you through.
Yes, these are all about fear, depression, guilt, anger. This whole pile represents yesterday, last year, last lifetime. That's what this whole pile represents.
Yeah.
And a lot of things people get hung up on during the holidays to cover up some of this, the guilt, the depression, anger, fear, emotional. So,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to move right into the challenges. Old baggage can be, Deb, do you have any examples from maybe your family when you were a kid of what old baggage could be called?
Could be called.
Give us an example of old baggage getting in the way of new things that were fun.
Well, in my family, old baggage dealt with a lot of the preparation of and getting together and who was always coming late and stayed late and who was coming early. So there was always a lot of drama and stress.
Right, drama. I was going to say, with my family, it was always drama. My mother would start just screaming at the top of her lungs 2 days before any event. But it wasn't about us. It was about
No.
what will Aunt Millie say? What will Aunt
Mhm.
Lorraine say? You have to make this perfect. And as kids, we used to think like Aunt Millie and Aunt Lorraine don't care. What are you getting bent out of shape about? But it caused undue stress rather than say, won't it be fun to get together? And look at this. We have a couple of oil.
Wow.
And
Hmm.
where would you put those, Deb, before company comes?
You mean other than bathing in it? No. Um, I would rub that on the back of my neck. I would rub that on my wrist. I might even like surprisingly like diffuse some in the air.
Yes, that's a very good idea. And now that we have Pettigrew is
Yes.
an excellent oil to put on the back of the neck so that you
Hmm.
practice the pause. So when someone says something to elicit a certain response from you, you can go, oh, I'm on pause. I can collect my thoughts before I get baited into whatever's next. Can
That's it. We're gonna create, you know how they created those big TV remotes? We're gonna
Yes,
have to create a big pause button. I
pause.
love it.
Think of Pettigrew as your pause button.
I
Okay.
love it. I love it.
And sugar. Now, when everybody puts out the little dishes of sugar that are customary around the holidays,
Hmm.
or other things that could be tempting, you could be prepared ahead of time with coriander on your belly, coriander on the bottom of your feet. It's a
Hmm.
wonderful helper.
It is. Oh, oh, old patterns. Oh,
Yes, we always had to dress up for church for Thanksgiving morning. And the old pattern was that if there was snow on the ground, because in Michigan it's entirely possible on Thanksgiving you'd have snow on the ground, you
hmm.
could have to wear boots with your brand new dress or your Sunday go to meeting clothes. And boots never were pretty back in the 1950s and 60s. They were just
No,
not attractive.
they were the shoe boots. Well, I had shoe boots.
Well, a lot of us still had the rubber over boots and they just really
Yeah,
didn't work really well. So
yeah,
you
and
started out feeling pretty on top and ugly on your feet. So to
I
wash
understand.
away anticipation of bad old patterns, expecting something bad to happen, use some frankincense and wild orange and wash away the old patterns.
And when I think of old patterns, like I don't know about you, but you had to break out a certain china,
Yes.
for the holidays, and it was always, this was great grandma's china, and then who got all sad and depressed because it was great grandma's china, and yes, so frankincense and wild orange would be very helpful in dealing with that.
Well, not only that, but when you have to talk about grandma's china, there was always the thing where we had to polish all the silver. Did you guys have to polish silver when you were kids?
Well, it was so much fun, wasn't it? Not.
I was going to say, I never found that to be particularly fun, but
No.
it was
That was
part
one of
of
my
tradition.
that was my greatest joys when we stopped having to do that, by the way.
Yes, mine too. My brother once hid my mother's box of the silverware. Remember how they used to come in little boxes with
Little
felt
velvet. Yeah.
inside? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he once hid it before a holiday. We didn't
I
know
love
what happened to it because he was very slick. But I just remember mother being very distressed that somebody must have stolen it, and dad kept saying, "That's not possible. It's here somewhere."
I
Anyhow,
love it.
challenges. If you assume that Uncle Louie is going to
Hmm.
show up with a little holiday cheer ahead of time and Uncle Louie is going to cause fights, then you need to put on juniper berry and sandalwood so you don't have to react. Put on the juniper berry, blah blah blah. I've had some Christmas cheer. Hmm. Juniper berry and sandalwood. You put it on your sternum and you declare, I am going to take this day 1 minute at a time. I'm going to practice the pause. I am going to just assume everyone is in really good space. How about you, Miss Deb?
Yeah, absolutely. I will not allow anything Uncle Louie does to upset me or upset my day. And you have to just let it go because you know what's going to happen. So just move on with it.
Yes.
Hmm.
What does that say?
Fault identification.
Finger
Sit.
pointing. Nobody ever does that at your house, right, Deb?
Oh no. Well, yeah, normally at me. No.
Why did you do that?
Oh, please, yes. You dropped the dish or you you ruined the gravy or that happens though in most families. There's somebody that's always taking the blame for things that go on around the holiday time. And it's a reaction to the stress and the preparation of the holiday. But citrus bliss, one of my favorites for getting rid of all that and cedarwood together. It's a lovely combination.
It certainly is. Plus, it relieves you from accepting blame or
Mm,
issuing blame. Again,
right.
we're practicing the pause.
I like that.
Yes, practice the pause. And since December 1st, you know we're going to get Melissa again.
Oh my gosh, what a gift. That's our Christmas
And
gift,
we know you
right?
guys are all holding Melissa, so get out a couple of drops and indulge yourself. Lift your spirits before you go. Get rid of that virus of discontent. Put some Melissa on the roof of your mouth before you attend.
A carb hangover? Could that possibly be happening with Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't know. Let me think. Um, Rolls with butter on them. Sweet potatoes with, what do you call those little white things on top? Marshmallows.
The marshmallows, yes.
Yes, pumpkin pie, pecan pie,
Stuffing.
cake. Don't forget cheesecake.
Don't forget stuffing.
Stuffing, yes, mashed potatoes. All
Of
those
course.
good starchy carbs. It's possible you could be hungover.
It might be. But you know what? I mean, as we're talking about this, Yeah, we know how to deal with it, okay? We know that coriander will be wonderful. We can use it before, during, and after our meal. But allow yourself the joy of eating it. Don't, like,
Self
you're going to
permission.
enjoy it. Exactly.
Give yourself permission to enjoy it. My
Exactly.
recommendation is that you try not to fill your entire plate 3 inches tall,
Right.
that you just take bites of things because you can always get more bites.
Yeah, but later on, if you deny yourself in front of everybody, you're going to search it out later.
Yes.
Ginger, yay, ginger.
Ginger.
Love ginger.
Yes. I believe ginger, and this time of year is amazing. Ginger's a natural anti nausea. So if somebody's slinging, telling stories, somebody is exaggerating, somebody else is playing competition, put a little more ginger behind your ears so you can
Mhm.
declare you're hearing only love. Put some more
Good.
ginger in your tea with a little honey so that you will speak only love.
Hmm.
Ginger is one of those amazing gifts. You could even sneak it on the bottom of your feet with a little, I recommend diluting it with a little fractionated coconut oil
Hmm.
because ginger surprisingly can be warm if you're walking on it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure.
The more,
The
cons-
more you,
the more you consistently choose loving, appreciative thoughts, the more your aura radiates out that energy of love and appreciation.
hmm
And the more you radiate love and appreciation, the less stress you will personally experience, and the
hmm
more good things will come to your ears and come to your mouth.
hmm
So if you're listening to the two ants, blah, 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 about people who weren't there or people we don't know that hurt them on purpose, oh, please, whatever it is, don't react. Don't try to save them. Just in your head, keep saying, I'm so appreciative of being able to get up and walk around. I am so appreciative of warm water in my shower in the morning. I am so appreciative of the brilliant colors we got to experience this fall. No matter what's going on around you, you could be this great, like, amazing broadcaster of love and positive energy through constantly expressing appreciation in your head. And while you're appreciating, it's impossible for you to hear criticism or to take it on.
and I love the shock value of, like, when you have your two aunts sitting there doing that, you just say something really positive, and then you remove yourself from the situation. Like my aunts, used to go at that, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's so lovely to have you both here today." And then I'd be like, "Okay, got to go help in the kitchen," but you kind of leave them, dumbfounded and open mouth, and it kind of just changed all the energy around them,
Oh, of
because now you
course.
said something positive. Sure.
Right. It's very difficult when people are comfortable being negative or they're expressing their fears by criticizing others. It's difficult to resist trying to control them, and it's difficult
Mhm.
to not criticize them for criticizing others. It's just much easier to seek virtues. If your brain
I,
hurts in the morning,
yeah, it might. It just might. I like the bag. Remember those? Oh my goodness.
yes, wild
Yes.
orange, peppermint, and lemon, 3 drops of each in water. Sip it quickly. Put on the back of your neck. Breathe in deeply.
Mhm.
Because you could be a victim of all kinds of hangovers, emotional hangovers, carb hangovers, alcohol
Right.
hangovers. You could just generally feel out of sorts from eating more combined different kinds of food than you normally would. This will provide you with relief everywhere.
Mhm. Please do not feed the fears. Thank you. Yeah, that does happen during the holidays, doesn't it? Our fear level kind of increases when we're in a large group of people.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're not going to like what I bought you. I'm afraid you're not going to like that I suggested letting me bring my own salad. I'm afraid, blah, 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 blah. If you make the
Mhm.
list of what you're afraid of, you will make yourself unhappy. Now, let's talk about family activities. The things that can cause trouble with family gatherings are changes in marital status, changes in grandma or grandpa passed away, an aunt has a new boyfriend. There's all kinds of lists we can make that are going to change the family dynamics from what it used to be. And
Right.
people, when they get together for the holidays, they want the same recipes, they want the same fragrances, that they thought that's what made me happy.
Right.
So, Deb and I have kicked around some ideas. We want you to think about this ahead of time, and we're going to cover this again next week in more detail. And in Las Vegas, you want to come and join us on December, is it 6th and 7th, Deb? Yes, 6th and
This.
7th, Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to be in Las Vegas, and we're
Mhm.
going to have demos of how to do family fun.
Right. And part of this, what you and I talked about also, is football games is a big part of the holiday for many families. And you need to work around that. Come up with a schedule of what games are important for them to watch. And rather than getting upset that they're trying to watch the last, quarter when you're trying to put food on the table, work around it and reduce that stress.
Yeah, a lot of families now are planning the big meal, like everyone should arrive for snacks at one time and plan for the big meal, and everyone knows ahead of time the approximate time. Some families are really good about scheduling halftime dinners
Right.
because the men who work really hard all week, young men who've been away at college, for a little while, let them have some fun watching the games, whatever it is. But plan your prayer before the meals, plan your appetizers, plan these things so
Mhm.
that people have choices about walking in and out. And then
Right.
just say to your husbands, I know you're going to watch your game, but be sure to say thank you to the hostess. Be sure to verbalize how grateful you are that you recognize they planned around so you could be comfortable.
That's right. Yeah. And the tablecloth?
Yes, you guys
Hmm.
know this drill from previous years. We've talked to you about go to Target, to that wall that has simple white tablecloths. You just need to
Mm-hmm.
wash it once because you want
Yep.
to get the sizing out and get some macas. What kind of macas do we want, Deb?
They do sell fabric markers, but any kind of like a Crayola marker would work, or Sharpies work on it.
Yeah, and you
Mm-hmm.
want something that'll stay because you can create an event at another table with a fresh tablecloth. Have everybody sign in. Have everybody wish the hostess well in their new house. Wish the
Right.
young married couple, whatever we're celebrating in particular for Thanksgiving, be the theme. And even little
Mm-hmm.
kids can outline their hands on this tablecloth with permanent
Absolutely.
marker, and you
Right.
date it, and it becomes like a family thing, and people bring these year after year to family events. They're fun table. Oh, remember Uncle Louie, look what he signed, a bad word here.
And
Okay.
it's nice to add, it's nice for the newer people coming, a new girlfriend or a new child, to add to it. Just know that if you're using the permanent markers, you want to put like a vinyl tablecloth underneath. If you're working on like a wooden table or something, you don't want it to go through. But no, it's great fun, and everybody loves it. Think about the restaurants you go out to eat, and they put that piece of butcher block paper on the table. Everybody doodles. It's the same thing. It's wonderful.
Yes, and like I've just discovered myself, because I'm not a shopper, right, Deb? I'm one of those people. I have my list. I get to the store when it opens. I rush in, get my stuff, and leave.
Yes, that's
All the other
true.
items are really in the way of what it is I want. I don't notice them. I don't buy anything extra. Don't like shopping. So I'm not
That is
the
true.
best person, but I myself found at Bed Bath and Beyond by accident, because I was reaching above it, they have the vinyl tablecloths, simple white felt backed, And
Yes,
they come in all sizes, and you can put it on any size table, and then you can draw on top of it, and grandma's good table can't get hurt.
that's right.
Okay. Karaoke. Some families
Woohoo!
benefit because everyone is so musically inclined, and they really are. Music sheets. Print out the words to everybody's favorite songs and just
Exactly.
say, okay, Terry, the teenager who is starting his own band, is going to play for us, and here we go. Just do it. We could also do
Well, I mean,
rhyming games.
yeah, they're lots of fun. And young kids love them as well. They're just, I mean, there's that old game like, hey, my name is Andy and I come from Alabama and I'm selling apples, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's lots of fun. It gets everyone involved, and normally everyone ends up chuckling and laughing by the time you're done, you know?
Yes, we also have people who like to do board game tournaments while the football games are going on. See,
Mm-hmm.
ask people ahead of time, say, okay, we're going to have two bridge tables set up, and we're going to play Monopoly at this table. We're going to play Risk at this table for everybody who doesn't want to watch football game. And don't put it in the same room with the football game. Come on, guys.
Right.
But you can have activities that are fun and creative. There's tons of coloring books,
Oh my
wonderful
goodness,
coloring
yes.
books. Get a bunch of stuff, have it piled up. Some of the coloring books the adults love better than the kids.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
And one of the things we're going to teach you guys about in Las Vegas is how to create a family song.
Oh my gosh,
Woohoo!
so much fun.
Oh yes, because when you have a family song, you teach everyone to sing it. How much
Mm-hmm.
fun it can be. And clean
Mm-hmm.
up. All right, here's the deal. Cleanup is really important to be shared. Everyone should ask the hostess what they want. Some people's kitchens you can hold an army. Some people's kitchens you can't hold an army. Okay?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to set up a fireman's carry to take away the debris, bring a garbage bag in, but everybody helps. Just offer it well. And don't forget about the family prayer. Whatever we're going to be thankful for, make
Mm-hmm.
sure whoever is going to start the prayer knows ahead of time. Please don't surprise people about things like that. It makes them very uncomfortable.
True. Oh, pep up for a long drive, like over the river and through
Through
the
the
woods to.
woods to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way. Oh,
Yes.
thought we were doing our
So
song thing.
yeah, we have a lot of oils that can help us for that long drive.
Yes. White fir, frankincense, peppermint. Blend in a glass bottle, pour 2 or 3 drops into your hand, rub together, inhale, rub on the back of your neck. These will not keep you awake after you get home. It merely provides motivating oxygenation for clarity. These
Mm-hmm.
recommendations cannot overcome 7 bottles of wine.
Right.
That's why God has Uber. Okay, call Uber.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
I like the other combination too, the black pepper, myrrh, and wild orange. That's really good.
Oh, it's wonderful. Plus, it's a little bit warming. It warms you a
It
little.
is. Well, sometimes when you're tired, and you got to drive home, a little warmth is a good thing.
That's right.
Oh,
Right.
I mean, the importance of intentions for the entire day, right? Clearly state what we want to occur for that day.
Yes.
Hmm.
And for all the days, if you have parties in the weekend, some of us have in laws and outlaws. Some of us have friends who like to be primary. I have a friend who is an extraordinary hostess. Everyone looks forward to going to her house because she does everything beautifully and balanced. There's decorations, there's thoughtfulness, there's planned aheadedness. And then people like to come to my house further on the weekend because we're more casual and we have different food, and that way all of our friends get lots of different food and entertainment as well. Aren't we entertaining, Deb?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yes.
Sure.
And we
And
always
your
have
door's
we
always
always
open.
we always have extra people that we
Yes,
met along the way who didn't have other family, or people who
exactly.
are here and their families are far away. We always have extras, and extras are fun.
yeah, it adds to the event, and it just provides another element of giving for any of the holidays. It's really a nice thing to do.
The number one thing to forgive yourself for is
Hmm.
not knowing what you couldn't know.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
something new comes up and you are totally unprepared for it, if you make a mistake or you don't know what to do next or you don't know the right thing to say, there's nothing wrong with that. You haven't had that experience. So you need to
Hmm.
forgive yourself for being mean to yourself about things you couldn't know. You had no way of knowing.
Yeah, things that we have no control over. Things happen, and the host or hostess, sometimes they'll get really bent out of shape by something that's surprising. And it's something, like you said, we have to forgive ourselves for and just move on. And remember that this time of the year with all the holidays, you want to create new traditions. You know, the old things that when grandma was around or grandpa was around or your favorite aunt or your uncle or someone, those are great. But now that they're gone, you need to create new traditions, have new things to look forward to with the family that's still here.
Yes. But what's really important is before the event, the day before, sit down with yourself and be very clear about what your intention is for everyone. You
Hmm.
who are listening are very aware that we all process energy every day. A lot of people are totally unaware. They process good energy, they run into energy, they don't know anything about it. So there's a lots of what we call unqualified energy when you get to a family gathering. So if you're very clear and you state the intention that all the energy you come in contact with is qualified for peace, calming, and ways to discover virtues in each other, you will be amazed at how much fun everybody has. Everybody
That's
has anxiety, and anxiety brings vibration down. If you just
hmm
expect to have a good time, you bring the vibration up. You know how much fun it is to be there Christmas morning when some little kid, a 2 year old, 3 year old, 4 year old, is just all filled with the magic of, wow, look at this. How did this get here? The
hmm
excitement is amazing, okay? Be
it
filled
is.
again with childlike, just expect to have a good time. You don't expect other people to please you or make you happy, but you expect to be participating in fun, in loving energy, and the expansion of good things.
Woohoo! Very important. It really is.
And if you qualify it first, you
Hmm.
win.
Oh no, overeating, no.
Yes, here's suggestions to help you, please. Here's a foot blend. Make it up ahead of time. Cinnamon, coriander, cardamom, and digestive blend. Mix all these up, affectionate coconut oil 10 drops. Apply before, during, and after the celebration.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And recovery. All of these things will help you digest them. They make these nice little capsules you can pop with your vitamins that before the meal starts.
Hmm.
You can use
Hmm.
peppermint before the meal starts and during and after. Fennel
And
all over
I
with
love
coriander.
yeah, the fennel over my stomach. That's one of my very favorite things to do. I just love the smell. It's great. And of course, we have that magic pill, Terrazine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
3 before big meals of overeating.
Now, I have to say that, normally at the holiday, you have a couple-hour break. You know, you eat your big meal and then you might do something, play games, do something, and then have that large second meal of desserts.
Yes.
So, 3 before each of those might be warranted.
Yes. 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 And the giggle blend. This is one of the ones I like to diffuse.
I love it.
Patchouli, elevation, and geranium. So you can have some silliness going on. Silliness at the holidays is great fun, especially for the cousins, no matter how young we are.
Well, laughter is the best medicine, so why not, right?
Yes. Patchouli, elevation, and geranium. Really?
Very nice.
Elevation. Okay.
Have you been having some of those happy giggle things already?
Maybe too much coffee.
Okay.
Okay. You're the only one who thinks your thoughts in your heads. Here's some avoidance patterns that can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know patterns of unhappiness can be infectious. And we know personally, Deb and I both know people who aren't happy and really
Mm-hmm.
practice trying to make others around them miserable so they can be in a self pity soup. And it's kind of an interesting dynamic to watch. And I always remind myself that the stronger, more consistent vibration will win.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting is not strong. You can
No.
you control where your mind goes, and you can always
Mm-hmm.
answer a different question. Somebody comes up to you and says, "So, are you getting any since you got divorced?" You change the subject. Okay? You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to answer that. You can just say, "I had the best pumpkin cheesecake experience ever when we visited Christopher last night. And I have some leftovers at my house. We can talk about that later."
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. Get laryngitis.
Yeah, that's even better.
You can start choking and run for the kitchen. See the
It
pretty
is.
outfit or the arrival of a new dish and exclaim, "Oh my favorite broccoli with cheese on it. I can hardly wait."
Do you have to be truthful in those exclamations?
No. You
No.
do not. Do not.
Okay.
Your opinion of you is the only one that matters. You have to hang on to that. And if
Yeah.
in laws and outlaws want to give you different information in your head, you have to be singing yourself a song. Sing,
Mm-hmm.
sing a song.
Yeah.
Sing
Yeah, you don't want to be you don't want to become the shrinking violet for the holiday. A lot of I've watched people do this over the years, and when things start not to go their way or there's an unexpected surprise, you almost can actually visibly see their body get smaller and smaller, and they're just withdrawing and they're not even enjoying the occasion. So you really have to make sure that you're in control of the situation, and that you can find joy in what you're doing. All that work and then not to have a happy time. Wow. So,
Right. You have to allow yourself to have a happy time in spite of other people's
mhm,
fears.
right.
If you hear a lot of whiny, call a ambulance. Oh, I recommend a 20-minute walk before you go to the place of the Thanksgiving dinner. Get
Okay.
dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and your endorphins happy. Give them
Hmm.
some bergamot. Drink lots of water for 3 days before your big event. Boost the number of happy chemicals so no matter what Uncle Louis says, you can stay happy.
No, that's really true. It's really important. Other
Okay.
ways to say I love you?
Yep. Some people don't like to say the words "I love you."
Okay.
They're not comfortable with those words. Previously, their history was it wasn't wise to trust those words. They don't
Okay.
mean the same to everybody. And
Hmm.
my recommendation has always been actions speak louder than words. But let's
Okay.
not make decisions for other people's happy. Let's ask. Say, would you like me to bring something? And if the hostess says, no, really, I have it, please don't force things on them. If you're
Okay.
having a special diet and you want to say to them, I'm on a special diet, I would like to bring things that are sugar free or gluten free. And is that okay with you? The hostess may say, well, sure, but tell me what it is so I don't have too many duplicates. When you're invited
Right.
to someone's home, please respect what they say. If somebody says, gee, Could you just bring a small container of vanilla ice cream because Barbie Joe's bringing apple pie and Mary Grace is bringing pumpkin pie? Please don't take it on yourself to get 7 dozen cookies and 5 other things. Please
Mm-hmm.
just go with what the hostess is asking.
That's so true. It really is.
Now, when it says
Yeah.
other ways to say I love you, call me when you get there so I know you're safe.
Mm-hmm. And don't worry, I'll take care of it for you.
Then you got to do
That,
it. If you really love somebody and you said you're going to do something, you got to do it.
well, in my family, that doesn't always happen.
That's true.
I
My
told you about
phone
the,
will be right by my pillow.
right. Um, Even something as cute as saying, don't forget to buckle up. You're just letting them know that you care about them.
Right. When people are recovering from something, it's best to say things like, "So, how's your day going so far?" as opposed to saying, "How are you?"
Mm.
Or someone's going through chemotherapy. One of the most terrible things you can say is, "So, how are you feeling today?" No. "How is your day going so far?" is a lot more open.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't want to say how miserable they are, so don't ask.
Right.
These are just ideas for alternates. Everybody speaks love a little differently. Foot warming, da 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 da. For those of you who will be in cold areas or be witnessing real winter, we have some recommendations for you.
And each of our recommendations have balance as our beginning of our blend. I love it.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
one of my favorites of these is the balanced cinnamon and wild orange. The smell is amazing. It reminds me of holidays.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what it is you put these in the bottoms of your feet, one at a time. Balance is an amazing gift. It has a great affinity for the electromagnetic energy that runs throughout your entire body. And balance tends to ask things to line back up. It can do a mini chakra alignment, meaning it doesn't have an independent force. But if you say, okay, I'm applying balance oil and I would like all my energy to be open and running well, you've just given balance and those molecules something to do with the cells within your body. And it's really very, very helpful.
Um, we can can you do them separate like you said, or can you put all three in a roller bottle?
Oh, absolutely. You can put them in a roller bottle.
You can.
Yes,
Okay. So
yes.
it could become a whole family event. Okay, everybody, let's get warm.
Yep.
Right? Have
And
a foot warming party.
right, you could do it fractionated coconut oil. You could make it
Mhm.
really a nice blend and have it ready. And the balance with the coriander and lemongrass is extraordinary for helping you digest new information. Like you were at a party and your ex-husband was also invited and he brought somebody that was not up to your standards, and it was really
Mhm.
hard for you not to look at that and not to feel it. So
Mhm.
balanced coriander and lemongrass can help you smooth over surprising discomfort. Is that a good way to put that?
Well, that was perfect.
Okay.
Of course, this time of the year with the change in the weather, I don't know about our listeners, but we're getting cold one day, warm the next. So, of course, the big flu germs are out there. And so, to use balance on garden peppermint, it's a great way if you're starting to feel some of those ickiness in your muscles and joints to kind of beat that.
Yes, these are all fun blends. Okay, paint new holiday expectations. We're going to get into this in great detail. The day after Thanksgiving, we're going to have a morning after class. You're going to love it. We're going to show you how to paint stuff right here online.
It's, it's wonderful.
Yeah, we want you to pay attention to what virtues you discovered and what you can support. Celebrate all successes, even eating less dessert is a victory. Define your joy. One of the cutest things I saw was a recommendation. You know those Go cups that I pick up by the bag full at Costco? That
Uh-huh.
people are making what we call dessert bites to go. Because when people are having family issues and they have got to go to the other in-laws, they can just take
Right.
a little bite and got to run. Have the little bites of dessert ready that they can load in the Go cups, and they can always keep it cold until later on and enjoy it.
That's a great idea.
You don't have to
That's a really
your
super idea.
precious Tupperware. Don't have to give up the precious Tupperware.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. What we have discovered lately is when you are on Facebook and you have a news feed, you have no control, even though you've shown interest and you said you want to follow somebody. It's not going to show up in your news feed anymore. So you have to go check Facebook pages of the things you are interested in.
Right.
So these are the Facebook pages where Deb and I post specials, free things, upcoming classes, what's going on with the calendar pages, what's going on with affirmations. And we often have extra free webinars that are the secret type that don't get posted anywhere. But if you don't check, you don't know. So
That's
it's
true.
not like we don't want you to get it in your news feed. Facebook has just changed how. And Debbie and I are trying to figure out another way to communicate with you guys. But
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago, we used email, but then people stopped opening emails. So we're puzzled about how to get information to you because you respond so well once you do get the information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we try to really keep everything posted. We let you know when they're coming. We give you the posting of after they're posted, our YouTube postings, and so just keep looking. And of course, you're going to let them know about our secret morning after one, right?
Yes, we're going to have a secret morning after webinar on comfort and recovery on Black Friday. When you're just sort
Mm-hmm.
of sitting there nursing your coriander tea or your ginger tea the morning after, and you want to know, what can I do with myself? Oh, what am I going to do? Okay.
They'll be listening to Deb and Sue. That's what they're going to do.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. This
And
is
um we'll brighten you up. We'll tell you what happens to us because we're having some new people join us on Thanksgiving.
we
And
are.
even though we try to make it comfortable for everybody, sometimes we get surprised. So,
Yes, we'll have funny real life stories to share. That's for
yes,
sure.
you will
Yes.
enjoy that. You will enjoy it. And we might
Yes.
even tell you some of the old stories that are really funny.
That is true.
Thank you for joining us. We know you can have a very successful holiday, very successful, good time. And in your head, you just really have to do what, Deb? What are you going to do inside your head?
Keep very positive thoughts. Have a plan for how you want your day to go. You're going to repeat virtues out loud, and you're going to feel really good about yourself and what you're offering to people.
Right.
And use your oils for support. Diffuse,
Yay!
rub them on any way you want.
Yes.
Just use them because they will help you get through the event.
Yes, they will. And thank you all for joining us. We hope we offered you something helpful and
Have a great,
reminders of things you already knew.
of
But it's
course.
really fun. Change can be fun if you stop resisting. Say yes to things that you didn't think you could possibly be comfortable with. Pardon me. Get out the crayons. Get out the coloring books.
Mm-hmm.
Get out the board games. Have fun.
Right.
Okay.
It's a time to plan for fun. It's a time to plan for new experiences and just be open and willing to accept all the new changes that are going to come during this holiday season. I think I have to be honest, I think we're all going to have some new changes this year. Just seems to be in the air.
Yes, you can even make it a theme party. People
That's right.
pilgrims or vampires or whatever you think the teenagers would love. Sometimes teenagers are the hardest to keep entertained, and they
It's
have
not the
these
truth.
little electronics and things like that. But that's
Mhm.
also very hard on group dynamics. They have to learn to talk to family, okay?
It's
They will take
it's
their cue from you.
uh-huh. Oh, well, maybe that's where that karaoke machine might come involved. We'll get them talk. We'll get them singing.
Yes, and tell them that we'll allow certain dirty words. Just tell them the dirty words ahead of time, and the kids will figure out ways to use them. Like clean the bathroom, clean the sink, wash dishes, those kind of dirty words. Okay?
There you go. Thank you all for joining us. I want you to enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. Have fun.
Okay, bye, Sue.
Bye, Deb. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye bye.